Armenia,
Ireland,
Moldova.
These three countries had their second rehearsals of semi-final 2 today at Eurovision 2019. Guys, should we talk about them?
Let's do this!
You can find out more about your family's history, whether it's from any of those countries or another one, through MyHeritage DNA. So, first up from semi-final 2 was Armenia. Now, they had Srbuk, and she was very much a different look today. Much more powerful. It had kind of the pantsuit on with this gorgeous sort of silver accented, I don't know, they're not epaulets because they're on her shoulders, not like shoulder pads, but you know what I'm trying to go for here. Something really nice. Vocally, she was on point. I can start to see the staging coming together more. They have some really quite cool shots where it kind of swings around and she's looking really passionate and she's feeling it. So that was all very good. I still don't know whether, knowing what comes later in the semi-final, whether she's quite in the right place for me able to talk about her qualification chances yet, but she's definitely in the sort of contendership of making it through.
Yeah, I actually thought Armenia took a huge step forward this week. This is the Armenia we know and love at Eurovision. It is avant-garde, crazy camera angles, there's fire, there's an amazing effective piece of staging, and a strong woman. At the end of the day, Srbuk sounds fantastic. She has softened up her facial expression. She looks less like a screaming woman and more like someone who's passionately walking out and taking a step forward for independence. This has come a massive way from that first rehearsal. As Chris says, I completely agree. I think the staging is starting to come together for them. And I also think they are back now in the mix to qualify, where when we saw them on Monday. When we saw them on a Monday, all the days are blurring together. The point is, when we saw her on a Monday, she was facing an uphill battle. She has put herself back into contention today, and I think the Armenians will only get tighter as we close in on the jury semi-final.
Srbuk is Srbuk. You know, I always have such a hard time. Srbuk from Armenia, she is fierce. I found her first rehearsal to be somewhat underwhelming. I really didn't like the dress that she was wearing. I didn't feel that her vocals were on point. I felt like maybe it wasn't all there. This time around though, again, absolutely, positively fierce. She's wearing this sleek pantsuit. It's as though she's got armor that starts at the shoulders and goes all the way around her back. She has multiple beautiful braids, and it's as though there's glitter or additional metal in her hair. And her face is just so fierce. The eye contact is fantastic. I really enjoyed second rehearsal from Armenia.
I think in the first rehearsal it felt like a bit of a work in progress. Now they're getting towards the completion. It's still not 100% there. When the glass shatters, I would like a different shot that goes over. At the moment that's of the crowd, and I don't know whether that quite works, but in any case, Srbuk, you slay. We know that you are going to nail it in the night, because her vocal, another one, amazing. Next up today was Ireland. Now obviously people said that I was very harsh about Ireland, and I
were very harsh about Ireland.
Okay.
And there you have it.
Today was a vast improvement, I thought. Sarah, even though we've heard that she's ill, apparently she has like an infected wisdom tooth, which sounds incredibly painful.
And actually we found out from the Irish delegation she had a massive painkiller injection right before she went on stage, which just adds to the complications she was facing today.
The fact that she even managed to go out there is impressive, but actually she looked a lot more confident, she looked a lot more assured on stage. They've now added a few extra props. There's now milkshakes on the diner table, which helps sell that theme a little bit. It was much better. There were still some really awkward bits. She was trying to swivel round on her swivel chair and it just looked really clumsy. So I don't know. They changed the camera shot a little bit later on, so that wasn't so evident, but I still don't know whether Ireland are qualifying. It's a very nice song. I think Sarah is doing her country proud. I just don't know quite where it stands.
Well, I know where it stands for me, and it stands to qualify. I thought this was so vastly improved. She looked a lot happier, she looked a lot more confident, and I think almost all of the critiques from the first rehearsal were addressed and worked on everyone. Now, taking into account the fact that she has chronic wisdom tooth infection pain, which I went through and was horrendous and excruciating. It's a really severe pain is what I'm trying to communicate. She had the massive injection before she went on. I don't actually think you could really tell she was in pain. If anything, it made her push through and go harder. the standout shot by far is still her sat on top of the bar, and I think that is actually one of my favourite shots from the whole of semi-final 2. What I'm trying to say here is this came together much more cohesively. There is a lovely, warm, retro aesthetic vibe to this. She sounds great. The barstool thing I also disagree about. I think by the final run she had got that down and they figured out a workaround to kind of make that a bit more of a graceful piece, and I think Ireland have upscaled the product here enough to be in the mix to qualify for me. I thought much improved. She sounded fantastic. Loved the staging. It's a lot tighter, and if some people felt it was kind of amateur hour at the first rehearsal, not mentioning names, I don't think the same accusation could be made today.
So I really liked Ireland during the first rehearsal, but today I fall somewhere in between these two. I thought it was fun, I thought it was upbeat. I really love Sarah as a comic book character. I really loved that they had the 2 milkshakes on the milkshake bar because we kept referring to it as a milkshake bar. Her vocals were great. Poor dear, I hope you feel so much better. I can't believe you got up there on stage today after having the issues with your wisdom teeth. And I love the way she ends this song. It's this and a wink. So it was just so cute. Really, really loved the ending of the song. And for me, it's a borderline qualifier, but I would certainly not be disappointed if she qualifies.
Yes, get well soon, Sarah. We send all our love to you. And then rounding up this trio was Moldova, Anna Odobescu, with her song Stay. Sand, snow, whatever you want to call it. This is still very visually effective. If you are into that kind of art, and I know we have seen it before in theory, it's a different story this time, but okay, yes, we have seen Sand before. I wouldn't say that Mika Newton owns that personally, but whatever. It's effective, it's visually stunning.
Is it top 5 worthy?
I may have been hyperbolic before, but I still think that she could qualify. And I think that she should qualify because her vocal is really powerful. Yes, the song is a bit old hat and dated and cliche, but I think paired together with the story it's being told on the screen, I really think it's effective. I think it's a great package together. Moldova always pull the staging out, and I think they have done it again.
I have to say I actually have cooled off a bit since the first rehearsal, which is unusual for me because I've mostly been positive about the developments between rehearsals. But actually today, I haven't got over the initial shock of it being, oh, they're doing sand art. That's a novel staging concept to bring. I have cooled off a little bit because while that is visually arresting, I think the song itself has come back to the fore as not being very good. She sounds fantastic, the song is just so-so, and the staging elevates it. So from a qualification perspective now, I think it's kind of 50-50 at best, because it depends if the staging can elevate the song enough. She sings it very well. The staging is kind of interesting, but equally, I think in a way where if you look at the staging of the sand art for Angel, there was a narrative. I get less of a narrative from Stay, and it's more kind of random shapes. You know, there's a fish, the fish becomes a cat, there's some lovers, they write Stay in the sand. I don't necessarily see much of a narrative there, it's more random shapes cast in the sand, which was visually arresting a few days ago when we saw it, but now that we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of who's making it through or not, I don't know if there is enough here for Moldova. It's very pretty, I just don't know if it's kind of powerhouse enough to make it out of this semi-final of death we find ourselves in.
Well, you all know I love a good story, and I tend to invent my own stories around these songs. But Chris, I can't pull a story from the sand art. It's beautiful. I particularly love the cat because we all know I love cats. Big cats, small cats, domestic cats, wild cats. I love cats. But I'm not getting anything from the sand art. I think everyone knows I'm just not a fan of the song based on my interpretation of the initial video I watched. Anna, I think you are beautiful. You have to have a certain shoulder structure to really pull off a bustier, and girlfriend, you pull off that dress so well. That's really all I've got to say about Moldova.
I will say, I mean, to your point about it not being as visually arresting, we have to remember we've now seen like 5 or 6 run-throughs of this. On the night, on the Thursday night, people will see this for the first time, and I think they will be drawn in by it. Maybe it doesn't necessarily make all the sense, but by the time you've realised that it doesn't make any sense, you've probably already picked up the phone because you remembered, oh, that's the one with the pretty sand art.
Yeah.
I can see a lot of reasons why people will still vote for this, so we will see. But in any case, That's what we think. What do you think? Do you think that Armenia, Ireland or Moldova will make it through? You can let us know here on wiwibloggs.
Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. In the comments, let us know what you think about Armenia, Ireland and Moldova's second rehearsals, and hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss another video from wiwibloggs.
And we are dying to dish with you on our live stream. I learned a new term today. It's share the tea. And
Spill the tea.
Oh, golly gee, it's spill the tea. And I'm thinking like spill the tea like high tea, but no, it's tea as in truth. So we really do want to dish with you. Tune in to the live stream.
And you can spill the tea about your MyHeritage DNA results in the live stream or in the comments or wherever you like. We'll see you later. Bye.